What do you get when you got the director of Jaws and the director of Star Wars? Put them together. So Raiders of the Lost Ark was released in 1981, directed by Steven Spielberg, written by Lawrence Kasdan and George Lucas, and starring Harrison Ford and Karen Allen. What is up, guys? Welcome back to Backtrack Cinema. My name is Jason, and this is a review of Raiders of the Lost Ark. As you know, we got Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny coming up. I don't know how many of these Indiana Jones reviews I'll be able to get out, but I'm going to try, guys. I'm going to try desperately. So let's start with this original movie. And, you know, this is a franchise that I wouldn't say I watch all the time like I do other franchises, but I enjoy it. But every time I put on Raiders of the Lost Ark, I have an absolute blast with this movie. You guys know the story. George Lucas wanting to create, you know, the action heroes he liked from the 30s and 40s, more swashbuckling, swagger, you know, of these old serials. And it's a lesson to be learned, isn't it? You know, you go things that inspired you and to make it fresh again. And that's exactly what he did. You know what I mean? It'd be kind of like now going back and making an action hero that's modeled after someone of the 70s, like a Dirty Harry or something like that, and kind of breathing new life into that. In 1936, archaeologist and adventurer Indiana Jones is hired by the U.S. government to find the Ark of the Covenant before the Nazis can obtain its awesome powers. So what we have here, guys, is just an awesome story with an awesome character. Your classic good versus evil. The Nazis trying to find the Ark of the Covenant, trying to use this like Jewish artifact or relic against them, you know what I mean? And their complete arrogance to power and not respecting that power. And this movie is just a really great blend of action, entertainment, and popcorn fun. What I like to call popcorn movie, a phrase my dad used a lot. You know, this movie's popcorn. You go back and watch this and you see all the beats it goes through, how it goes from one action set piece to the next, to the next, to the next. We never seen a fast-paced action flick like that before. And, you know, a lot of these modern movies, a lot of the action movies after it really follow that, follow those beats. And there's tropes and certain things that happen in the movie that we've probably seen 1,000 times before now, but were really new then. Harrison Ford really embodies this character. You know, he has the charm, he's witty, he's funny. I call him the Energizer Bunny. That's the way I describe him. The way he just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes in this movie and then passes out. And I like how excited this character gets. He gets so excited about artifacts and, you know, history and stuff like that. When the government comes to him and they realize that they're looking for the Ark of the Covenant, or they found it and they're on a quest to get it. And he's just like, there's this excitement to his voice. It's like, they found the Ark of the Covenant, you know. And when he goes on, when he starts telling them about, you know, Moses and where the Ark of the Covenant was, how it carried the tablets. It's just, there's a lot of excitement that Harrison Ford brings to the character, and charisma. Absolute charisma this character is. I mean, what kid in the 80s did not want to be this guy, this Indiana Jones character? He's a really grounded and real character too. Like, he's not exactly Rambo. He's not exactly this lethal fighting machine. I mean, he's fighting guys. He's getting popped. He's getting knocked down. And he's been rode hard and put away wet, man, so to speak. And especially, you know, that one fight he has with the bald German guy, and the guy's just popping him and stuff like that. It's just fantastic stuff. And he's just the everyday man. You know what I mean? Years later, we would see John McClane, kind of modeled after the same kind of thing, where the everyday man, he's not exactly winning the fights with ease. You know what I mean? And we talk about that opening. That opening is so iconic, where, you know, you don't even know who the guy is yet. You see this guy in a fedora and a jacket, and he's, you know, trying to get this artifact, and, you know, he's going through all these traps and everything. And when you finally see his face and stuff like that, and it's Harrison Ford, but every beat of this opening is iconic, with the big boulder coming after him and practical effects with the skeletons and just, you know, him being betrayed. There's so much this goes on in this opening thing, and it's really fast paced. It's entertaining. It's energetic. That's the way you introduce a character. When you write a character in this, the first time we see him, you want to make a big impression, you want to make an impact, and this movie does that, and it does it well. Then we have our love interest, Marion, played by Karen Allen. Now, I forgot how good she was in this movie. Not only is she pretty, she's adorable, she's a bit damsel in distress, but just a little. She is a great female character. Just write a good female character, all as I say, or write a good character. And she happens to be female. She's very tomboy-like. Something I really appreciate about her, because she fits with Indy so well. These two are just like magic together, I find. You know, she's got fire, she's got spunk, she fights back. I love how she's drinking the guys under the table, and you see that come into play after. You know, she can drink anybody under the table. You get certain beats that are a lot of action, but mixed with a lot of humor. With a straw, they're kind of like a barrel with a straw on it, and she goes around one corner, and Indy's looking for her, and we know she's behind there, but he doesn't. And of course, the famous thing where Harrison Ford was sick on set, or sick from the food, or something on those lines, and they're supposed to do this big ass sword fight. He just shoots the guy, but it works within the character. The elongated truck chase scene that we've seen in a lot of movies that kind of copied it from this. Like, this really is a pioneer of the action film. Now I went back and watched this, I really see all this. Spielberg really knows how to direct fun, entertaining action scenes. They're almost a story within a story on its own, the way he can direct an action scene. And he's been directing great action scenes since Duel, man. Like, he's a great director. He's just a fantastic director. John Williams' score, what else could be said about his score? I mean, this is a classic score, like he's done with Star Wars and Superman. This is just awesome, especially the way they use it. When something triumphant happened, they got down, you know, when he's winning and stuff like that. Just great stuff in here. The only thing I'm going to say about this movie is the villains. I don't find any of the villains really stand out. I find them to be kind of weak, actually, in this movie. And that's what kind of brings it down for me. But I guess it didn't really need great villains either. I think that's one of the reasons I like Temple of Doom a lot, too, is because you get more of a villain, you know what I mean? But we'll talk about that movie next time. But obviously, the practical effects are pretty dated to today's standards. But, you know, that doesn't bother me either, really. And you'll find something about this movie. I'm sure a lot of people have talked about this, but you'll find that Indiana Jones has no effect of the ending of this movie, because they still get the Covenant, they still open it, they abuse God's power, and, you know, they all end up getting killed. Indy has the respective power, and, you know, the way he closes his eyes, tells Marion to close her eyes. But it's the journey, it's being with the character, going on this journey with him is what it's really all about. But that's neither here nor there. But that's something you'll notice with this, is that he actually had no bearing on the outcome at the end. I'm going to give Raiders of the Lost Ark a solid B, guys. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what you think of Raiders of the Lost Ark, and we'll have a great discussion about it. Tell me what you thought of the review and all that. Go down the rabbit hole to Backtrack Cinema, do a binge, you know, watch video, then go to the next video, Have a good time on the channel. I would appreciate a subscribe, hit the like button, all that jazz. So my name is Jason. You are watching Backtrack Cinema. I will see you on the next video, and I will see you in the movies. Cheers.